Hi there, I'm Jeff with Home Repair Tutor, and in this quick video, I've got a great tip for you on how to clean stinky sink drains, like this one here. So stay tuned. I think by the end, you're gonna get rid of that nasty smell that permeates up through your drain, and before you know it, you're gonna enjoy your bathroom a lot better. So let's get to it.
The first thing you should do is check that your P-trap has water in it, or that you have a P-trap. The water is what prevents sewer gas from coming up into your bathroom. Remove the P-trap by loosening the two nuts that hold it in place. And then take a look and see if there's water down in it. There should be. There's also biofilm in my P-trap, and that needs to be removed. You'll have to unscrew the pivot rod, so turn the nut counterclockwise to remove the pivot rod from the drain. Ugh! Yikes, that's in bad shape too, so we'll have to clean that. The pivot rod, by removing it, allows you to remove the pop-up stopper, which collects a whole bunch of grime and muck because we wash our faces, brush our teeth, shave, etc. So what I like to do is clean the pop-up stopper off with a toothbrush, then take a paper towel, fold it, and push it down the drain. And use an appliance brush like this one here to help push it down even further. And what you're going to do is scrape the sides of your drain and remove any additional biofilm that is on it. And as you can see here, there's plenty of biofilm on this drain. So remove the gooseneck from the wall. Ugh, you can see it's pretty nasty. And take a spoon and scrape out any sediment that's in the wall drain. Then use the same paper towel method that you used on the drain to clean out the P-trap and the gooseneck. And you can see it's pretty effective at doing that. Already looks a lot better. Heat a pot of water on the stove. We're going to use this later. Then fill up either a kitchen sink or a laundry tub full of water and place all of your parts into the water. So the P-trap, the gooseneck, the pivot rod, and the pop-up stopper. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is add about 1/4 cup of Clorox bleach to the water. And this is going to disinfect all of the parts. So let that sit for about 10 minutes, and then you can pull your parts out. Now, obviously, I cleaned them off with a paper towel beforehand, but they look pretty awesome at this point. Another step that I did that you don't have to do is I sprayed down all the parts of the Wet and Forget Indoor Mold and Mildew Remover. So this is optional. I had the Wet and Forget sitting around, and I figured, why don't I just give it a shot? So I sprayed down all the parts, and I even sprayed it into the 2-inch pipe that's in the bathroom. Alrighty, it's time to put everything back together again. Place the gooseneck into the wall drain, tighten down the nut, secure the P-trap to the drain coming from the sink and the gooseneck. Ratchet down on these nuts and make sure all the fittings are flush. Then place the clevis arm on the pivot rod and tighten down the nut that holds the pivot rod in the drain. You want to make sure that that's tight, not super tight, but just tight enough that water won't penetrate through it. Run your water. We're going to do this to make sure that all the fittings are bone dry, and they are in my case, but if they're not in yours, just make sure those nuts are tight. Pour the hot water down the drain in 2-cup increments. This is going to disinfect your drain even further and move any of the sediment down into the main waste stack. And the last step is to place the clean pop-up stopper down into the drain, and you're done.
Well, there you have it. That's how you fix a stinky sink drain. And you know, I think that if you follow the tips that I showed you here, you won't have that nasty smell anymore. And if you've got a question, by all means, let me know. Or if you've got your own tips, please add them to the comment section, because I'm always looking to learn, and I know that everybody who's used my videos would like to learn from you too. So remember, if you haven't already done so, you can click the subscribe button over on YouTube to view all my videos whenever they come out. And you can visit homerepairtutor.com and sign up for the email newsletter. That way you won't miss any of my tips moving forward. So thank you so much again for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Stinky sink drains, it's something that all of us homeowners have to deal with eventually, and I hope that these tips help you out. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.